Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving straight into the anatomy of a massive, highly ambitious AI investment pitch. This proposal was created by Murent I. Murtolu and aimed directly at some of the world's absolute largest tech titans. We're going to break down, step by step, the exact architecture of how a multi-million-dollar pitch is structured when you are targeting the highest echelons of the enterprise tech ecosystem.
Let's kick things off right where the pitch itself starts, with a deeply philosophical hook. It challenges how organizations actually view knowledge. The creator states, "We know to become." Knowledge is not a possession, it is a process. It's a pretty bold way to open a financial document, right? It immediately shifts the focus away from your standard software metrics and instead zeroes in on the fundamental nature of how a business thinks and evolves.
To make sense of all this, we'll be following a clear roadmap today. Number 1, the Force meta paradigm. Number 2, the F-mode operational interface. Number 3, the global market opportunity. Number 4, the $15.4 million funding pathway. And finally, number 5, tailoring the strategic pitch.
All right, Section 1, the Force meta paradigm.
So we're starting at the absolute foundation. The creator calls this overarching framework the Force. Now, what is that exactly? Well, it's defined as a coherence-based meta-paradigm for governing complex systems. Basically, think of it as a completely new governance structure for an AI-integrated workplace, where humans, frontier AI systems, and custom organizational AIs are operating in active partnership under a unified governing authority.
Okay, I know the terminology here is pretty dense. Things like identityless coherence invariance for the foundation and governed collective formation for the method. But the big takeaway? This framework wants to fundamentally rewire how collective intelligence operates and develops inside a company. It's mapping out a brand new kind of developmental metabolism for organizations. It's abstract, absolutely, but it's crucial for setting the stage for the actual product.
Moving right along to Section 2, F-mode, the operational interface.
This is where we transition from high-level philosophy to the practical, boots-on-the-ground tool. F-mode is the operational interface that actually brings the Force into the real world to govern human-AI collective intelligence. The pitch positions this as a true hybrid, spanning software as a service, applied AI, and AI infrastructure all at once.
And the creator is super clear here. This is definitely not just some idea scribbled on a whiteboard. According to the pitch, F-mode is already controlled condition validated and design specification ready. The claim is that the foundational testing is completely done, the theory stack is proven, and it is fully primed for immediate engineering and scaling.
Which brings us to Section 3, the global market opportunity.
So is there actually demand for this? Well, the pitch identifies an absolutely staggering total addressable market of 50 million potential problem spaces. And these span across more than 5 million organizations globally, pointing to a massive latent demand for this exact type of intelligence governance. But let's drill down a bit, because the creator conservatively narrows that giant pool down to 2.5 million concurrent problem spaces. These are the specific environments actively available and ready for this human AI technology right now.
And from there, the pitch calculates a stable return basis of 1.2 million fully metered problem space equivalents. These would run across both sovereign, in-house F-mode deployments and shared cloud-based ones. To put that into perspective, this number right here is the hard economic bedrock that the entire pitch rests on.
Next up, Section 4, the $15.4 million funding pathway.
Now, to capture that massive market, the creator isn't just walking into a room and asking for $15.4 million all at once. No way. It's a highly staged, de-risked roadmap. Step 1 is a precise $400,000 seed round, which scales up to a $5 million stage 1 and finally culminates in a $10 million stage 2. It's a very calculated pathway designed specifically to appeal to institutional investors.
Let's unpack what those funds actually do at each milestone. That initial $400K seed, that's all about venture mobilization, establishing F-mode Inc., and activating an executive intelligence asset called EDI. Then, the $5 million stage 1 is entirely focused on engineering readiness and getting the core team formed. Finally, that big $10 million stage 2 covers complete hardware realization and capacity scaling.
So what is the finish line for this $15.4 million pathway? The ultimate output stated here is establishing a totally self-standing enterprise that handles the full marketing and operation of 300 EDII programs and 100 fully functional F-mode deployments.
And finally, Section 5, Tailoring the Strategic Pitch.
This is where things get really fascinating. We get to see how the creator takes this exact same theory and financial ask and brilliantly tailors it to vastly different titans. The value proposition pivots seamlessly here. You've got Microsoft as a potential cloud substrate host, McKinsey as a conditional financier, and NVIDIA as a hardware partner. The core product remains identical, but the strategic framing shifts entirely based on who is sitting across the table.
Let's look closely at Microsoft. For a cloud services giant, the pitch proposes a staged $15.4 million investment to test a global knowledge substrate. And the best part? It utilizes Microsoft's existing cloud capacity. It's basically saying, hey, let's use the infrastructure you are already building. It doesn't ask them to abandon their current AI strategy at all.
But then look at McKinsey. The pitch here is wildly different. It's framed as a conditional strategic commitment rather than immediate capital deployment. In fact, the demand's $0 up front. Instead, it hinges entirely on a bounded 3 to 4 day internal experiment first. If the experiment works, the full financing activates. It speaks perfectly to a consultancy's absolute need for hard, tested evidence.
And for NVIDIA, the focus shifts again, this time straight to infrastructure. The proposition here is that F-Mode will generate a persistent, massive new class of governed human AI workloads across the wider ecosystem of hyperscale cloud providers. It's essentially a pitch to drive huge ecosystem compute demand, which directly benefits NVIDIA's hardware dominance.
Now, to back up all of these massive claims, the pitch leverages the creator's 40 years of hands-on enterprise experience. But what's really unique is the backend features an interactive F-Sage custom GPT. Potential investors can literally just query the AI directly to test the architecture of the Force before they ever even sit down for a real meeting. It's a seriously modern approach to due diligence.
The pitch wraps up across all variations with this intense, unavoidable ultimatum: engage, falsify, decline, or stand up. It's bold, for sure. It demands a definitive response to a highly complex vision. And it really leaves us wondering, as AI continues to rapidly evolve inside the enterprise, how will the market actually respond to such an ambitious, centralized paradigm shift for human AI governance? Thanks for joining me on this explainer today, and keep questioning the data.